Alright, troops, and we bugs. Sorry that I've been late. I've been away for 13 days, not 2 weeks. I didn't publish anything, but I was just there. I was doing something else, man. So sorry because of that. Your Glasgow genuine and Celtic dafty. The traffic cone is back. So I'm back. Sorry, man. Sorry, I'm back with my traffic one. So that's pure fucking brilliant, right? So in today's video, I'd love to tell us about my last visit to Glasgow. So I've been to Glasgow. I've been to my beloved Glasgow, as you know. I've been to my beloved Glasgow. And on 17th of May up to 28th of May. So that was the greatest visit ever. So that was pure brilliant. So that visit, so I spent a so fantastic time there as usual with my partner. So I spent the time at his place, not at the hostel. And again, would you believe it, man? The day 17th of May, I landed in Glasgow at around 8 a.m. And that's, we know what happened. Again, Border Force just stopped me once again. Oh, troops, what was that? Border Force just stopped me once again. And when I was chatting with that man, the migration officer, he said that he said that your Glasgow accent is so great. It's like you've been living here. I said, no, I don't think so. You should be living in Glasgow because your accent is. He just couldn't believe it that someone outside Glasgow can speak that proper Glaswegian as a Glasgow-wegie. So they think that what's pure funny. They think that it's not possible at all to use that, to speak Glasgow accent. Someone outside Glasgow, someone outside can speak proper Glasgow accent. It's not possible, woman. And I spent there, would you believe it? I spent there like almost 2 hours. They just wasted my precious time because the very same on the 17th of May, it was Celtic versus St Mirren in the game at Celtic Park. So I was in a hurry. So it doesn't matter, I have to check my luggage, but I was away to my partner's house. And then he lives in a Glasgow south side. It's Castlemilk. It's the greatest. It's so brill area because very, very close to nature. Because at his place is situated next to Lane Park. Lane Park is packed with history as well. In Lane Park you can find the hills, some streams, even some hills, midfield, some even the most historical place in Lane Park is would you believe that Mary Queen of Scots was a commander of a battle of Langside there? So Mary Queen of Scots, was there. So in Lane Park, the battle was called Battle of Langside. She was sitting on a horse on one of the hills of Lane Park and she observed the battle. So nearby is as well picturesque way shops just behind the park. And behind the Lane Park you have the some stores, shops, some bazaars, some pubs, of course Glasgow's tenements that would be iron, red sandstone tenements, of course not. And nearby it's as well in a closer distance it's just the Snuff Mill's another historical place in Glasgow, so picturesque. So my partner is living in a great fantastic area next to Lane Park, as I mentioned. And then next to Lane Cemetery. Lane Cemetery was opened around 1961. Would you believe it? Fellow Celtic fans, would you believe it? Who's buried there? Who's buried? Sorry, Bernd. Who's buried there? Aye. I'm answering your question. Tommy Burns, Celtic legend, man. You're Glasgow genuines telling you this. So we are off for the game. So the last game of Scottish Premiership on the 17th of May. So we are off. See the man, the atmosphere at Celtic Park. So that was pure brilliant. I was just I remember that moment when I was just at Celtic Park. So all the Celtic fans gathered together. So in a trophy presentation. So Champions Trophy presentation. That was pure brilliant. That was after the game. It ended up 1-0, but that was pure brilliant, man. Of course, we were using that flag, and we were singing "You Never Walk Alone." I was just seriously. Would you believe it? Would you believe it that gave me goosebumps, some thrills, and I was so buzzing. I was sitting at Celtic Park watching that game. I was so focused, and then I was just watching that, and then I was singing that "You Never Walk Alone." Oh man. And the Celtic Park filled with green and white colours, green and white. That song, that tunes. Oh man, seriously, what a game! And then trophy presentation, man. Woofed. Oh, Glasgow Celtic Lions. Great Glasgow Celtic Lions. I was so proud of my Celtic boys in that moment. So that was a trophy presentation. So oh man, seriously, woofed. The rest of the week I was just he was working a bit. My partner, he was working a bit because he's a Celtic blogger. You know who I'm talking about. You who read Celtic blog, that Celtic blog, and I'm writing at Celtic blog as well. So you can think of that man who's my. So we're officially together. I'm allowed to tell this. So we were out for some outings. Like she showed me the area. Of course, we are celebrating the boozer and on 17th. That was pure brilliant, man. And then the next days, he showed me the area. He was showing me the area. Some couple of wee walks, wee wonders around Lane Park and the surroundings, and then even around Lane Park, Lane Cemetery, and then he showed me his favourite places now. The places I'm just sitting. The place is the bench, his own bench that you can sit and just admire the sunset. And then you can just walk around admiring Glasgow's charms. So that I have to tell you that Lane Park is packed with history. Is packed with history. So it's soaking with history, you know. Weather was purely brilliant. As not in Glasgow, you know. In Glasgow, you see a summery weather, or some kind of summery ones. So that was sun all the fucking time. Through that time when I've been to Glasgow, so it was all the time. It was pure sunny, and it was a pure brilliant situation. When we're just we are back for the ones of one of the wee walks. We just pop round to a local bazaar. It was so charming there. I was afraid I was scared to just be back through that park, because my partner told me that no, it's not that dangerous. No, you can go just. And I said no during dark, and just in the dark, in the park in the dark. No, I'm not going to. I'm calling a taxi just now. I'm just calling a taxi. Call a taxi man. I'm not going to go back there. I said, all right. And we just ordered pizza. I mean, ordered some supper in the meantime. So I would just get a taxi. So it has police house. Great. Then I was just I was chatting with his parents as well. I made an interview. So if you want to watch, we watch a couple of films, hundreds of films, man. So I was chatting with my partner's parents. So if you've seen that interview, Memories of Growing Up in Glasgow Part 1, if you haven't seen that yet, please do, because I'm just waiting for your views on that. So those of you who've never seen it, that interview of Growing Up in Glasgow, my first part, just see it. His parent, my partner's parents. So, and I got that as well for his mum, Macintosh necklace. But that was in the stories. It was great. One was giving me great. Remember that we're off to Loch Lomond. Actually, to Loch Lomond on Wednesday. So I was pure the brown man by train for Queen Street. So we had a brilliant time in Loch Lomond. So it was, man, Scottish Highlands. Scottish Highlands are on Glasgow's doorstep. So you just cross that Glasgow's border to Marathon and just see that pure, dead brilliant, dazzling views, lochs, mountains, forests, everything. Just Scottish nature, Scottish Highlands. So great, man. We are off to Arrochar. We were supposed to be at Loch Lomond, but I'm going to have fun. What's the funny story here? I have to tell you that in Arrochar, there was not any taxi, not any buses. You know, it was pure funny that. It was pure funny that there was no taxi at all. No taxi route, nothing. You know, it was pure funny with the bus in Arrochar. Village is that there was no. You should have ordered a bus. Isn't that pure funny? You should order a bus to get you somewhere. That's for me, that's stupid. That's stupid. So I said, all right, fine. We missed our boat trip. So if we booked at our place in Tarbet is a village nearby Arrochar. So it's at Loch Lomond. We spend that time in Arrochar. So Arrochar is situated at Loch Long. So we will go to that boat trip. But next day, man, but we were just walking, had a wee wander to our hotel. We just checked in. But our hotel, wow, man, situated at the very great shores, at the shores of Loch Long. Dazzling views, brill views, breathtaking views. As I can mention that, if you could we had a window facing the Loch Long and some of the mountains and Scottish nature. I just way pure brilliant. I just see that you just wake up and just see that these views are pure fucking brown, man. I had a couple of walks on the shores and through the village. Just had dinner and then a wee conversation. We made a decision that we are together. We just made it official on Facebook. Those of you know, because I'm admitted it just now. So the next day we just watching films through the night, had wee drams of whiskey, and then we been a boozer, a bit mad bit. That doesn't matter. I was the brown man. What else? Of course, haggis and Tennant beer. I had, man, every time in Glasgow. Every day I go Arnbrew and Tennant. My partner said I don't. What you see? What's so tasty about Tennant beer? I said, it's something. It's something. It's so tasty, that beer at Tennant. And I love this Saint Mango as well. We had dinners every fucking day, man. So the point is, we were on the way back to Glasgow. I was so buzzing when the train was approaching Glasgow. I was so buzzing, you know. I was just people thought that she's stupid or something. No, of course I'm a Glasgow genuine. Sorry, I'm Glasgow dafty. So of course, if I'm just approaching Glasgow, trains approaching Glasgow, I'm back to Glasgow, so I'm pure buzzing. So I even kissed the ground on Queen Street station. So, oh man, we're back to his place on a Thursday. We are off to some tasty food. We visited some, we popped round to some tasty, fantastic restaurants in Glasgow. In Glasgow you can find plenty of restaurants, some boozers, clubs. We just been in a Blue Dog per night out for some cocktails as well, and then for a restaurant, and then next day it was as usual. We're off for shopping. We just were off for a. He took me for a family's dinner on a Friday, on a Saturday. On a Friday, he took me for a family's dinner somewhere in Blantyre. It was celebrating something. It was a fantastic dinner, man. Great atmosphere. Surrounded by family. He presented me to his family. That I felt so proud of that. I was pure happy because of that. Because that means he treats me so seriously. Well, don't take life too seriously, but I mean, he treats me so seriously. He presented me to his family. Yeah, that was great, man. What about, as you know, about Celtic stuff, that was the next day. 24th of May, Celtic was supposed to win that treble, but what happened that day? I mean, what happened on the treble day? We were watching that in a boozer, at his boozer, Beachwood, but Celtic fans all around, all green and white vibes, colours. Now we're singing Celtic songs for the very, very beginning. You know, Celtic tunes all night long. But Celtic didn't win that treble, didn't win the Scottish Cup. But I remember what I said. I was grating. I was so sad I was down, because I thought that Celtic win that treble. I was so down. But I think I managed that. I managed that. So that was pure depravity, man. That just. I remember what I said after. Fuck it. Celtic is the most successful and the best club in Scotland, as in Glasgow. So we'll win another treble next year. So fuck it, man. Fuck it. Celtic is the most successful club and the best club, champions yet again. May I remind you that, my fellow Celtic fans, the best in Scotland and Glasgow. So the Glasgow Lions. When my Glasgow Celtic Lions just win treble another year, I'm hoping for that. I remember we were pissed off because of some of the perverts. They just came into the pub and they started singing "Simply the Best." Tina Turner's "Simply the Best." It's kind of zombie stuff. It's Ibrox stuff thing. So. Because I don't know if Tina Turner was a contributor to Ibrox club fan. I don't know. She was maybe, but I don't know. But that song pisses me off. Pisses every Celtic fan off. You know why? You know how that is? Because when the minute they just put that song on, the Celtic fans were so pissed off, so raging. And they put that song just like that. When we lost everything, when we lost a treble, they just put that song to. I don't know why. To humiliate us. But that was a humiliation. I'm not going to let people do this. You know, people should know where to put certain stuff, where to just use some stuff properly. But no the right place, no the right time to put that Simply the Best song. No, it's not. Simply Depressed, maybe. But you know what I've done? I'm a writer, I'm a Celtic blogger, so right to go back to his place, his house, I just wrote scrub, match report. What I thought, what I felt in that moment, so emotional. And it was a wee bit. That was so fucking right, but just fuck it. We will win another treble, man. That'll be pure dead brilliant. So that was great. Now we with another example, I spent with my partner in one of Glasgow's hotels. That was so comfy. So the view in the building, people in Glasgow, you just that stuff. Aye, you just know that stuff probably. That was the building people in Glasgow, so because that is George Square, so that's pure brilliant one. So we used Glasgow to the full extent. So we're going out. We had night outs. We've been to hundreds of boozers. We've been to probably a Snow Blue Dog. Fun, brill, dazzling club for couples. So I truly recommend that. Cocktails. Aye, strawberry daiquiri. That was my fav one. But no, I was bad wit. I sometimes mix it with Tennant beer and some cocktails and other cocktails, but I was the one with strawberry daiquiri. So we had plenty of hundreds of night outs. That was pure the brilliance. We spent magical time there in Glasgow. So Glasgow's the grandest. Glasgow's always the grandest. So we were out at West End. We was at the Glasgow Uni at some Killingrove Park. We just found some comfy some picturesque restaurant in Ashton Lane. So we went Ashton Lane dinner. Scottish mussels. So magical atmosphere, I tried to record merchant site as real Glasgow. I was real Glasgow and it's raining in Glasgow, it's pissing down in Glasgow, it's real Glasgow. So I tried to record that. It's so hard to film there, but it's purely brilliant. So I'd love to tell you more stories, but I don't come to my mind. But Clydeside Distillery, we were so pissed. So mad with it. It was my third time at Clydeside Distillery, so we kind of drank mad with it because I tried six kinds of whiskey or 6 of the 7 types of whiskey, I don't know, but the last one was 61%, man, woofed. And we had a brill what a walk. We walked down the Clyde up to St. Stopcross Crane and the Clyde and everything. Oh man, I love that. Glasgow's air of wind, whiskey, fumes of whiskey, rain, that 3 years gone by. I just love that. So we had that in Glasgow. It was so sunny that day. I was of course pure sad that I had to leave Glasgow, but we had a fantastic time in the hotel as well together. But I'm back to Glasgow in soon, 14th of July. Your Glasgow Genuine. And I love to tell you, what I want to tell you is that my full season summary for my full season your Glasgow Genuine and Celtic Dafty is going to tell you something. First season following Celtic, my first full season following Celtic. So, what a ride has been for Celtic, man. Packed with dazzling highs and lows and gutting lows, and then moments of sheer joy, heartbreaks, man. But and everything in between. But for me, it meant something even more. So that's my first full season as Celtic FC supporter, start to finish. I wanted to keep it all about my fellow fans for a wee adventure. So I relive those moments that made it special, powerful, and unforgettable. Let me start by saying how proud I am to be a Celtic fan. So this season we won the Scottish Premiership, my 55th title. Of course, man. It's in a club's storied history. The boys gave us there's a much so much cheer for, playing brilliant football, but for much campaign. So there was a good days and bad days, of course, man. But sure, ending wasn't exactly very I hoped for. But I saw it. They're still the most successful club in Scotland. We're leaders, man. We're champions. We're giants. And the treble, it's absolutely what an outrage next season. I can feel it. I can believe it, man. So, now I'm going to try to document every single match here, but I know it's not possible to document every single match that season, but I tried it. I get a bash. I was just writing for a week. But I want to share that are moments that are stuck with me. The happiest ones, the most painful ones, the ones those that reminded me why I fell in love with this club in the first place. So let's rewind to that Celtic as Ibrox Club match version of the season. The boys hammered them 3-0. Just what that was happened on 1st of September, and I was lucky enough to be in Glasgow that day for it, surrounded by fellow Celtic fans. That day was unforgettable, not just because of the result. I was around someone very special to me, James Forrest, who's also my partner, and my fellow Celtic fan and Celtic blogger, and I'm writing at Celtic blog as well. So it's my summary for Celtic blog. So if you want to read it, just read it. And thanks to him, I became even more meaningful. The atmosphere into love was for Celtic, and just it was at their abundance. Another unforgettable night was in Champions League, as you know, but RB Leipzig. What a game that was, man! A Celtic Park, man. The boys played with such flair, passion, and the class. So that's true champions, man. Like football Celtic style. We won 3-0 and showed that world how football should be played in Glasgow. So that game was bouncing out of the walls with joy. But I just won the lottery, man. I was shouting, dancing, singing, celebrating with my family. With my dog Eyes, was buzzing. Because my Eyes is also a Celtic fan, so my dog. We're running around the living room. That night was special, man. But I think it was my mum saying that I started to understand why this club means so much to me. But of course, not every night was like that. One game that left and that got was against Borussia Dortmund, man. That was just a painful to watch. The performance wasn't good. The result even worse. Honestly, man. I wanted to greet. So it's after a treble game. But once I was cooled off, a bit up, just my calm down. Celtic could bounce back. This club doesn't like down. We rise up. Celtic is like a phoenix. Aye. Doesn't like down, just rise up. Through the ashes. Rise up with that. Because it was Celtic Day. It was a Celtic supporters about, man. To stand up and go again. Start again. Take hits. Fight to the very end, man. I'll come back swinging. Another magical moment came at Paradise. At a Thrash Aberdeen 6-0. How much it was a pure joy, man, but the performance was top notch. So I was absolutely buzzing, man. It was me, I celebrated with a few drams of whiskey alongside my mum and Darcy around the house, belting out songs. I never forget days like that. Note let me talk about that. It was emotionally intense matches and that. So season Celtic Ibrox Club in the Scottish League Cup, man. My God, that game nearly killed me. I nearly had a heart attack, man, And 3-3 after extra time that I knew go to the penalties and that. I hate penalties, but they are torture. They're no good for Celtic penalties. But let's be honest, man. But Celtic haven't really been brilliant at then in recent teams. So outside of making the chat, he's not a maniac. Emotions slide over the place. When the moment came, Schmeichel said the penalty ended up 5-0 the hoops, man. That relief felt. I was unbelievable. I started singing right there in the living room. So, wow, man. The game had everything. Drama, chaos, tension. That the end came out on top. So, I swear, song that plays during the big games. When the melee, I swear to God, I love that song, man. It was story that it's magic. Of course, the season wasn't without these heartbreaks, man, but it's really got to me that 3-0 defeat at Ibrox on 2nd of January. I was at a match in a pub in Glasgow. My partner James. We were devastated, man. So good. The performance wasn't there. The mood was grim, but still was managed. So there's much cheer up in the afterwards. So that was okay. I drowned of sorrows. We upset. Most of it wasn't just the loss, but the behaviour of the Ibrox fans left. The insults, the hatred, the full language aimed at our every time at Celtic lost our supporters. What does that stop? When does it stop? It's disgusting, man. I wrote about it afterwards. Stand by it. Another cracking game match was against Aberdeen again. Last time at 5-1. So at Celtic hammering at Celtic Park. So for that moment, I scored a goal. It's a hanger at team. Celtic got us first one. They often go on the rampage, and that's just happened that day. So I was proud. A punch, and I got pissed again, celebrating. writing match reports for Celtic blog. Actually, writing match reports and articles for Celtic blog. Actually, the Celtic blog actually helps me to keep me grounded. It keeps me focused on the game. It channels my emotions, and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So great job ever. The greatest job ever. Nu, en weet ik wel, hij is nog, if you want to highlights, I'm still seeing whatever. So one of them is 26th of April, and we played in the United, clinch a 55th league title, 4th in a row title. What a day, what a performance, man. I said he came out flying. Hammering no possession, just big goal for no mercy up our Swiss on that last night. We're dominant. I was thinking he'll never walk alone in Glasgow Celtic way at the top of my lungs. Even my dog, Ice, was running around like a fucking dafty. So we're not final whistle. Crowned champions and that. So champions that was like a hearted person, man. I never forget that day, never. And of course it was that 17th of May, man. I've been to Glasgow as well. Trophy, they even lifted the trophy. I was there in Glasgow, as you know, at Celtic Park, stood amongst the sea of green in Celtic Park, holding that wee flag, that flag. Celtic is a grand old team. Some happens that teams I came into the pitch. So the atmosphere was electric, fireworks, man, confetti everywhere. I just looked, seeing the boys and lifted the trophy. It was pure magic. After the game, we had the boys around celebrating the hours. I was singing Celtic, so we had a biggest smile on my face, man. Days like that remind you of support, why you support this club. But football isn't just joy and laughter. The Scottish Cup final on the 24th of May, as I mentioned, that was the most gut-wrenching experience of the season. I felt so gutted that day. But writing helps me. Writing for Celtic blogs, Celtic blog. Sitting down after the game to write the match reports gave me a sense of relief, man. And I think a lot of posts about the country a Celtic blog. Not just about analysis, but feelings about telling the story of a game that I heard. That's how you connect with other fans. That's how you honour the club. Seeing Callum McGregor had broken the final whistle almost broke me. I wanted to hug him and I just to tell him how proud we all there. How proud we all were. So, but now it's time to move forward. No more tears. Celtic needs to focus on next season, improve some things, improve some weaknesses, and come back stronger next season and win the treble. That's the aim. Goal. If you haven't read my last article, Celtic has targets in several positions. An overview of the Euromore so far. That was added on 6th of July. 6th of June. So that was my next article. Because I'm writing about the Celtic transfer, potential transfer speculation, so I think you saw that. That was part 1, so I have in mind part 2. Celtic transfer rumours. Here. So I got another one here in my mind. So at the time in Glasgow, of course, the grandest team in Glasgow. Glasgow is always the grandest one. It's so special in my heart. I'll be back to Glasgow and on 14th or 13th of July, and then spend some time in Glasgow, and then we're off with both the Tenerife. So I feel the brilliance. So my next video will be faster. So sorry for that. That took me a bit longer, but as I go back to teaching you the Glasgow stuff, some of the Glasgow patterns, some reading practice reading Glasgow and just some comedies. So, of course, I'm going to comment Celtic stuff. And I'm going to tell you a bit of facts. I'm going to, of course, tell you about some facts of Glasgow's history. So, of course, Glasgow history, alright? So, your Glasgow genuine. Vi trafikkunnig and Celtic dafty. We should put a brilliant evening. And see you probably on a Sunday. Alright? Wow.